My name is Phillip, Temme, and I'm a self-advocate, and I moved out about 5 months ago out of my parents' house, and so this is like my journey of moving out. Okay, so what I wanted, and I think is important if you're interested in coming up or moving out, coming up with a list of what's important to you and what you don't want. I definitely wanted my own place, which means I didn't want a roommate. I don't drive, so it was important for me to be close to a bus line, and I wanted to be near shops and restaurants, and my apartment is about 2 miles away from my parents. So if I do need any help or want to go over like for the weekend, I can like do that. But most of the time I'm pretty independent. Yeah. And let's see. So how did I get my apartment? So I really wanted to move out for a long time, and like right before the COVID-19 pandemic, I was like starting to look at apartments, and I know a lot of other self-advocates in the building that I live in, and so I had known about it like ahead of time. So if you're interested in getting your own apartment, just start looking. There are 2 kinds of subsidized housing. I think it's Section 8 and Section 42, and each like a building will only take one kind of application, and Section 42, which my building is, you pay a little bit more, and Section 8 is you don't pay as much. And so what I think what really helped me is that my parents helped me with the application. It's kind of a lot of paper work and everything. So if you're a self-advocate and you need help filling out, I would recommend finding like a trustworthy person and like someone that can help you with the application, because it was a lot of paperwork and everything. So after I got the apartment, I moved in like over a couple days, and as you can tell, I'm a big movie buff, and I like I have fun decorating my apartment, and you can go all out. Like I can't paint the walls or anything like that in my apartment, but like as your landlord, it will be in the lease what you can do. And then since I live alone and I have lived with my parents for almost 30 years, my first night alone, it wasn't that bad. But I remember being emotional because it's a transition. Like any type of change is a transition. So like be prepared for any just be prepared. It might take a while. Like now, I don't know what took me so long to get my own apartment. I really like it. And now I'll talk about some supports that I get. I get supports with grocery shopping and cooking, and I have an agency that that I picked out that will come in and take me to the grocery store and tell me come up with a grocery list and what to cook, and we'll cook together. They usually come once or twice a week, and then if I have other errands, they help me run those, and and they'll also take me to appointments if I need help getting to an appointment. And I know that I have an agency that I work with, but you can also hire like a hire worker or someone you trust to help. Yeah. And I think we're starting to run out of time. So are there any questions out there? Does anyone have any questions? If you could put them in the chat, or I think there's a feature on Zoom that you can raise your hand and I'll call on you.
Yep, Philip, this is Vicky, and I apologize. I hung up in my exhibitor room. So I will tell you what's on the chat here.
Oh, sure.
The other thing is at the bottom of everybody's screen, there is, it's over to the right. It's a smiley face with a plus on it. It says reactions, and that's where Philip's talking about. You can raise your hand if you'd like. So, but otherwise you can put it in the chat as well. So we have a chat here from Angela. And Angela, I don't want to say your last name wrong. Is it Marchese?
It's Marchese. That's fine.
Marchese, okay. Yeah. And she talks in her chat that she was going to move, Philip, and she had her into her own apartment with a roommate in June this year in Greenfield. However, she didn't move because she had heard that the neighbor kids broke into the room that she was going to stay and had kind of messed that all up. They were younger kids, and that there's also a lot of noise in that area, that they run up and down the steps and do some things like that. So do you have any ideas for Angela? If, you know, maybe look elsewhere. Did your roommate stay there, Angela?
Yeah, she is still there, I think. Oh, yeah.
Maybe look elsewhere, or I think you can easily look online if any like crimes like happened in that area online, and like just to make sure it's a safe area, if that would make you feel more comfortable, Angela.
Yeah.
Good advice there, Philip. And then you have one here in the chat from Jackie, and she is asking, who helped you the most with this transition? Or, you know, maybe who did you look to provide you, you know, support, either just, you know, in the move or finding a location to where you wanted to move? Who helped you the most?
Probably my parents, in particular, my dad. He helped me fill out the entire application, and he was in contact with the property manager, and yeah, he was really helpful, you know.
Great advice to have somebody help with that application process for sure, or just to be there to make sure, you know, that you're not missing a piece of it or something. I think
Right.
that's great advice there, Phillip. And then Sue would like to know, what do you like most about living on your own?
The thing I like the most about living on my own, that's a good question. Let's see. I like having the independence and having people over when I want to, and not having to ask permission, like to have people over.
That's a great answer there, Phillip. And Allison has a question for you. Are you getting to know your neighbors?
There are there are other self advocates in the building that I know, and we have community dinners every Wednesday night, like every week. Someone takes a turn hosting. I haven't been going to that recently because of COVID. I'm like been really stay, but it's nice. It's a nice way of getting to know other people in the building. Mhm.
That's nice that you have something to look forward to if you choose to go every week. I like
Right.
that. Yeah, and to also have the other self-advocates within the same building. I think that's wonderful. Alyssa has, first of all, she has a compliment for you, and then I'll give you her question. She says, "We at Love Inc. are so proud of your growth, Phillip. You made this
Oh,
happen through your self-determination." Then her question
thank you,
is,
Alyssa. Yeah.
yeah, then her question is, how was it moving away from your family pets?
It was hard. Um I know this is being recorded, so um um I probably miss them sometimes more than I miss my family sometimes. Like it was hard. I do go home on the weekend though, but if you all have a pet, you know how special that connection is. And I can get my own pet and everything at my apartment. I just think it would cost like $15 extra or something per month. So it's good to keep like all um your budget in mind, you know.
Okay, we have another question here, and then we're probably going to have to be wrapping up. This is from Stacy. Let me look here what it says. Oh, we got a couple. Let's try to finish these out.
Sure.
So Stacy says, how did you find out which apartment buildings were section 42? Are some apartments all section 42, and do some apartments only have section 42 and part of the units? So how did you recognize or identify that the building you're in was section 42?
I know there's a website for section 8, I think, that will list all of the properties. I think it depends on the county, though, I think. Yeah, and with section 42, it's up, I think it's up to the I might not be getting this right, but I think it's up to the property manager or the landlord, I think. Yeah.
Okay, like how many units that they would have, that would be?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So if you contact someone in your county, they could probably help identify where those housing
Yes.
units are at. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and Angela doesn't really have a question here. She just wanted to let you know that she is still interested in moving into her own apartment.
Oh, good, good.
She has an idea where she'd like to live close to, as far as stores and the mall and stuff. And she has an older sister, let's see, a younger sister, I'm sorry, Angela, that she thought maybe, you know, they could live together too. So I think it sounds like you have a plan, Angela, and I think that that's worth working towards. So that's great. Well, Philip, I don't see any other questions here, but Philip does have on his last slide, and I'm going to give everybody the email just in case you have additional questions, in case you're on the phone and not on Zoom and can't see the slide. His email that you can email if you have questions or just want to chat with Philip about his experience is P as in Paul for Philip. So P, C as in cat, T as in Tom, E, M as in Mary, M as in Mary, E, the number 3 at gmail.com. So PCTEMME, the number 3 at gmail.com. So you can you can email Philip if you have any questions or want to provide him any other information. Let me just see, Philip, something else just popped up. Oh, you've got a thanks. And a thanks, Philip. It was great to hear you speak today. So happy for you. And I think everybody on the call would tell you that. You had, at one point, you had 43 people on here listening. So that's a great crowd to share your story.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you, everyone.